Hi, I'm Mitch Shoemaker, and today is day 73 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on my writing. So, yay, I made it to day 73. Um, looking forward to 27 days so I can be done. No, I actually am having one of those. Calling it one of those Eeyore days. And my friend was pointing out that I'm still getting stuff done. And I was like, yes, Eeyore just walks around all gloomy and mopey and, like the rain cloud following him everywhere. And yet he still keeps rebuilding his house that keeps falling apart and just kind of, mopey, that sort of thing. So I'm just having one of those days and struggling to get myself motivated to actually do stuff, or, it's okay, or thanks for noticing, or something. I love Winnie the Pooh, so I'm just kind of, thinking about that. But Eeyore actually likes to go sit and watch the rain clouds. He enjoys that, which I do not. Um, and, but anyway, I have not had a horribly bad day. I've just been avoiding things. I'm very good at avoiding things. And I did actually open my laptop. I can't talk. I need to go get something to eat. I think I ate something today. Yeah, it's time for me to get something to eat. I apologize. My brain is non-functional. It's one of those I want to go back to bed days and I can't because I have too many things to do today. And I'm going to be up later than I want to be because I'm going to work later than I should have. And I have no excuse other than I just don't want to do it. Anyway, my brain will function at some point. Writing is my focus of my YouTube videos, so I should be talking about my writing. And I did open my laptop up and was working on Modulea, the Wise One, and I I really loved the first sentence that I wrote for like chapter 10 because that's where I'm at as far as like rereading and revising and fixing things. And it was just one of those sentences when you read it, it just kind of grabbed my attention. I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. I got to see what happens. Like, I just want to read the rest of it to find out what's going on. So I really liked that and the realization that, hey, I wrote that. So it's kind of that added, confidence boost, like, hey, I can do this. I think when I talk really loud, my phone is echoing. I hear it echo in here. I'm sorry if I'm echoing. I'm easily distracted. I apologize. I don't know where my brain is at. Anyway, I really enjoyed my first sentence. It got me into reading my book more like I was reading a book instead of like writing or editing or whatever it was that I was doing. Of course, until I got a little bit further down and I had to rearrange things, which I don't like rearranging things, and then I confused myself. And that's always fun to try to unconfuse things. let me attempt to explain what I attempted to do today, and I think that I figured it out. But something happens to two characters in the chapter, and they're similar things, but I wanted it to happen. So what happens to one doesn't happen to the other. Okay, I'm just going to do spoiler alert because it makes my life a lot less confusing. Anyway, one of them gets a shot and one of them gets a spoonful of medicine. And I wanted to switch it so that the one that originally got the shot is getting a spoonful of medicine and the one that originally got the spoonful of medicine is getting the shot, which makes more sense with what's going on with the characters as to why one would get a spoonful of medicine and the other would get a shot. So I needed to switch it around, or wanted to switch it around. The problem is I tried to do where you highlight and then just move the words up or down in the document. Well, I highlighted some and moved it up, and then I got confused because I couldn't figure out what I'd moved, and my sentences no longer made sense because I moved them into weird places. So I had the fun task of moving stuff and then having to delete things and or basically just rewrite it, which is what I probably should have done in the first place to try to make it make sense. And then, of course, I had to change dialogue and stuff because the different character, the one that originally had the shot, is no longer going to have a shot. So she can't react like she's having a shot. She has to react to having medicine, like a spoonful of medicine instead. So it was one of those interesting things that I had to sort out, which, I mean, it didn't take too long, maybe 5 or 10 minutes to figure that out, rearrange that paragraph. And then, of course, it's basically kind of sad what's happening. And I remember my mentor asking me when I wrote that chapter, like, what kind of medicine is the doctor giving them? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't even think to ask. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what kinds of medicines. I don't know what's in the herbs. I don't know what's in the stuff. I don't know what you give to people for ailments. And I'm sorry, the characters are like 5 and 7. They're kids. The doctor's not going to explain to them what medicine they're giving them. They're just going to give them medicine that's supposed to make them feel better. That's right. So I didn't make up a name for the medicine. And even if I made up a name for the medicine, which I could do because it's a made-up world, I could make up some name for the medicine. I don't see what the point of that would be. So I didn't do it. So it's just gonna stay with no actual name for the medicine. There's just going to be random medicine. But we're only in chapter 10, and these chapters are actually very short. They're only like 2 to 3 pages. They're not like really long chapters. Some of them could probably be combined. So they're not really long chapters. And although I'm actually enjoying reading these first 12 chapters, which means I'll have 2 more to go, I initially wanted to start the book, I believe, at chapter 12 or 13. I think it's chapter 12. I think it's chapter 12. Maybe it's 13. So I think I could just, do away with the whole first. Not that I don't like my writing for the first 12 chapters. I think it's pretty good. But that's one of those things that I think has to wait until I get to beta readers, because I want to hear other people's opinions. And it was other people's questions and opinions that got me to write the first 12 chapters in the first place. Because to me, it's backstory. It's backstory that I wanted to share as an adult when things happened to this character as an adult with her own children, that she remembers stuff that happened when she was a child. And so that memory pops up. She shares the memory, and then it explains why she's overreacting or freaking out or insisting on certain reactions, responses, or whatever from doctors, and not because as an adult she has much more power and say than she had as a child. So just different things like that. But as an adult, those childhood memories pop up, but you can explain them differently. You can explain your feelings, you can explain your emotions, you can explain all of those things. And of course, they're triggers, because something that happens in the present as an adult is a trigger for something that happens in the past. So initially, in my mind, when I created that part of the story, it was the character in my head sharing that story or memory with someone else as an adult. So when I went to write the book, I had no intention of creating that story, like the actual events of what happened. And granted, it's been a few years since I actually created the initial story. But at one point I had two versions, because I have the version where she starts module as 5, and I have the version where she's 9, which is where I initially want to start the book. So the first 5 or 6 chapters, she's 5, and then the next, I think chapters 1 through 6, she's 5, and then chapters 7 through 12, she's 7, and then chapter 13 to however many chapters are in the book, she will be 9, I believe, unless I make her a little bit older, which I don't think that I will in that book. And I think she will appear in another book but not be a main character. And then she will eventually be the main character again, but she will be older. Not entirely sure how I'm going to write that as far as the series goes, because it will be bouncing back and forth between her and some other characters in the series. So it's like, this is a book on her, and then the next one is The Boy from the Stone, which is way more fun, and I like that book because it's not as depressing to write. Because the events that are happening right now that I'm reading are, it is intriguing. It really caught my attention when I was reading it, but then again, it's sad. It's a sad story. So it's this is not for children. I am not writing children's books. I am writing books that are for teenagers or for young adults or adults. They're not what you would call mature books. I'm not putting anything inappropriate in them, just life in my books. So because that's what happened to me is life. Life happens, and all of those tragic things are the reasons. I mean, the positive things, the good things too, which makes me grateful for all the gratitude things that I have in my life, and including grateful that in spite of the overcast weather today, that I don't have a migraine. So yay for that. I just wished I had a positive attitude today, and it's probably because I haven't been writing in my journal, which I really need to do, and because I'm probably avoiding things that I need to do. I'm very good at avoiding things, and because things don't always work out the way that I want them to, which I know they don't, life doesn't, but I have a tendency to get disappointed or discouraged because I have these unrealistic expectations, and when they are not met, I get disappointed, and then I kind of fall into a funk, and I'm like, that's not a good place to be. So I also realized I've been taking my DDR Prime apparently this month for all the times that I've been sick or haven't felt good. I wasn't taking it because I should have been out of my bottle like 10 days ago, and I still have one more day of medication like that's still in there. So I don't know if part of my funk is because my body went for a few days without taking my vitamins, because those actually do help with my moods, to regulate my moods, but I have to take them consistently in order for them to consistently be helpful. So I did take them yesterday, and I did take them today, but I don't remember if I've been taking them consistently all week or not, to be honest. So I'm trying to get myself back into doing things, and where it is New Year's, it's the perfect time for resolutions and to do new things, but I've always been one of those people that I just don't like to set New Year's resolutions, because I set goals randomly throughout the year, and I'm working on myself. I've been working on myself. Oh my gosh, you can look back at all my videos, my 100 days of gratitude, and I'm on day 73 of writing. I don't I don't need a whole list of more things for me to do just because it's New Year's. I am going to continue working on the things that I am doing and trying to continue to improve my life. And right now, almost unintentionally, but probably inspired by God anyway, is me and my little exercise ball that you can see me bouncing around while I do these videos. Because it's just a mild form of exercise. It's kind of like just doing the little stretches or warm-ups that they have in my exercise video, without doing the full 25 minutes or the full 45-minute videos, because I don't have the energy to do those right now. I am so out of shape. But oddly, this has, made my thighs a little sore, made my back a little sore, made my tummy a little sore. I'm like, this is helping. Or it's doing something, because my muscles are responding to it. So that's probably a good thing. And my friend and I are probably going to start walking next week. Hopefully start walking next week. So I'm doing little things to try to improve my physical health, which I know will help to improve my mental health and my attitude. But these are things that I've been wanting to do or talking about doing and needing to do. And I'm not doing them just because it corresponds with New Year's. I'm doing them just because I'm working on improving myself. So, and of course, there's that little rebellious part of me that I just don't want to be like everyone else. And just because everyone else is doing it, I don't want to. It's kind of a dumb thing, but that's what I do, which can sometimes be counterproductive. That's what I tell my sponsor in my 12-step program, that I'm like, yeah, when I get stubborn, I get stupid. I not that I'm a stupid person, but when I get stubborn or dig my heels in or make some kind of decision I get kind of stubborn about, I don't listen to other people, and I sometimes make stupid choices or do things that I know better because I just got stubborn, like today, and wasting my time instead of going to work and doing other things. And but I really liked having my video done before I went to work yesterday. So I finished my writing like 2 hours ago. I should have done my video 2 hours ago so I could have gone to work, but my phone wasn't charged, so I used that as an excuse to not have to go to work. But I didn't do anything else productive, which is not very good, because that doesn't help me. Because I feel better when I'm motivated. I feel better when I actually do things. Like, even if I'm not motivated, but if I get up and do things, I feel better. And I feel like I've been productive. And then it kind of helps to balance out the negativity or the downer of the mood, or, my Eeyore mood that I'm having today. I'm like, it's an Eeyore day to me. Just kind of grumpy, what is it? Care Bears is grumpy, right? I don't remember. It's Grumpy. Grumpy is something else. Grumpy is one of the 12 dwarfs. There you go. Care Bears has one too that has a little cloud on it that's always grumpy too, but I don't remember. Tell I'm an 80s kid because I'm coming up with all these random references from the 80s TV shows. Anyway, I think those were 80s, maybe 90s. Giving my age away just a little bit. But not even sure what any of this has to do with my writing or what I was talking about, other than I need to get up and get doing, because when I get up and I do, I feel better than when I just lay around and do nothing. And it's easy to just lay around and do nothing when I feel tired or when I'm having, feeling like a do nothing day sort of a thing. And not that it's bad to have lazy days or do nothing days, but I have lots of opportunities to do a lot of work and get a lot of things done. And I think sometimes when I focus too much on wasted opportunities or focus on all the things I did not get done instead of all the things that I am doing, it feeds my depression. It feeds the negative cycle. It feeds the lack of motivation. And when I focus on what am I willing to do, what have I accomplished, and remembering that I can start my day over at any point, like right now, I can start and do better. My day gets better and it all turns out okay. So, and I know that God is taking care of me and things will work out for the best. And it could have been better if I'd started a little bit better, but things will still work out and things will still be okay. And that's what I need to remember. And that little thing is bothering me. I'm sorry, my brain is like 1,000 places all at the same time. What's that ADD thing? ADHD brain? I don't know, where I'm focusing on multiple things that I was talking about in my video yesterday. Not really sure if I have that, but I do have a brain that likes to focus on multiple things, and I am very easily distracted, and I don't always process information as quickly as I would like to, or when people tell me, it's kind of like it comes in and then my brain is like, oh wait, something showed up. Wait, we have to look at that. What is that again? I didn't hear that. oh, that's what that is. Okay, I got it. We're good. Wait, you said something else? I'm so confused. And now when I do that really loud, because I get excited and I talk louder when I get excited, my room seems like it's echoing. So I hope it's not echoing in this video. Again, my brain is a little squirrel factor too, So this video is not making any sense tonight. I apologize for that. But hopefully it's entertaining. So if you find it entertaining, you can hit like, you can subscribe, you can share it with someone else so they can laugh at me and my crazy brain or my non-coherent thought process. But I think that's kind of where I'm at today. I did my writing. I read my scriptures and meditationals, and I get to go to work. I get to stop avoiding things. I get to start doing things that make me feel better. And it is interesting to see my writing and to enjoy my writing, to remember that I can enjoy my writing. And even if I am writing things that are kind of intense, it was fun to open up my laptop today and just be like, oh my gosh, that sentence just totally grabbed my attention and I want to read the chapter and find out what happened. So which for me is kind of fun because I forget what I write. So to just be like, oh, what happens? Like I had to read it to find out. So it was great until I had to try to change things around. And then that was confusing. But then again, I'm easily confused as well as everything else. So that was my random brain thought process. But it is fun. It's stuff that I can do. And it is, getting me to sit on my exercise ball. So I'm getting a little teeny bit of exercise and maybe something that's supposedly good for my posture. Not that I ever sit up straight. I'm always slouching, which is so bad for my posture. So I think I'm done. And I just keep repeating myself. So I need to stop. And I apologize. I hope some of the stuff I said tonight made some semblance of sense. And I am going to pretend that I am not having an Eeyore day and go to work. So I hope you all have a great day full of gratitude and maybe do some writing.